Joining us now with a reaction to our top story and that story, South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham. So Kathleen Kavlak and Bruce Orr, before the first FISA warrant was ever signed, said Steele hates Trump, Hillary paid for it, and it's unverified. But they used it anyway. And then you heard what Rod Rosenstein said. And then you just heard John Solomon's report. Help me out, Senator. Sounds to me like a premeditated conspiracy to commit fraud in a court to undo a first stop and then undo a presidential election. That's the way I interpret it.
Well, McCabe also said without the dossier, there would have been no warrant issued against Carter Page. So McCabe says under oath it was outcome determinative. And everything you said about the garbage nature of the dossier, I think is true. But this is why we have Mr. Horowitz looking into this. And I can't wait till he tells us what he found.
Yeah. All right. So where do you go with this? Because you're the one guy that can bring them all in. And I really do hope, Senator, that the people that did this also were involved in rigging the investigation into Hillary. The evidence is pretty overwhelming. She violated the Espionage Act, and then she obstructed justice from my little, my little TV studio and the little I know about these things.
Well, I'd want to ask Comey, why did you tell the president in January of 2017, here's the dossier, I can't verify it, but I want you to know about it. And he used the same document and told the court that it's reliable on 4 different occasions. I want to know, will McCabe reaffirm again that without the dossier there'd be no warrant? I want to find out, did Papadopoulos tell them up front that, if I was working with the Russians, that'd be a crime, I would never do that? I want to know a bunch of things.
Well, I want to know a lot. Okay, so you're going to get to the bottom of all of that. Let me ask you this question. So we got new leadership. The 2020 Democratic hopefuls all seem to be reacting to and adopting the policies of the squad, as I guess they're called now. Right. And I think I look at the new Green Deal and I look at every Democrat saying, yeah, Medicare for all, everything's free, no oil, no gas, no combustion engine, planes or cows. And I said, OK, that's the end of the United States as we know it if that ever is implemented.
Yeah, well, so their policy choices would devastate free enterprise. It would make us weak. It'd be the end of Israel as we know it. It would be devastating to the American way of life, our prosperity, and our future. Compare that to what Trump's done. Name one person in my lifetime that's been a better friend to Israel. We got the strongest economy in decades, and we got a military on par with what Ronald Reagan did, and we got a foreign policy that makes sense. I think a compare and contrast campaign is going to lead to a very big Trump victory.
Okay, so do you think in the time that Donald Trump's been elected till now, do you think he's lost any, or some of the supporters? They seem pretty passionate tonight, North Carolina. And do you think maybe the best employment situation since 1969 and record low unemployment for all these varied demographic groups, when you break it down that some traditionally vote Democratic, do you think he's got a shot at those voters now?
Here's what I think. I think he's united the Republican Party. Every corner of the party believes that President Trump is doing a good job with a few outliers. If you're a strong national security guy, he's like Reagan. If you believe in cutting taxes as a conservative Republican, he did it. If you believe in conservative judges, nobody's done better. So from a Republican point of view, you don't have a whole lot to complain about. Compare that to our friends on the other side who are cracking up.
All right, Senator, how do you really feel? All right, headline, okay. Lindsey Graham on Hannity. All right, I can see you really want to revise and extend your remarks. Thank you, Senator.